Hello dear students, myself Professor Mishramkar Sunitra from JT Arts, Science and Commerce College, Department of English. Dear students, today we are going to study the story written by an Irish writer, Oscar Wilde. The story is The Selfish Giant. The Selfish Giant is a story about a giant who disliked anyone playing in his garden. Upon finding the children playing in his garden, he scared them away. He built a high wall around it and put up a notice board saying, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." The story tells us about the giant's transformation from being a selfish to a kind person. The giant learns compassion from the innocence of the child. The story contains religious imagery. The giant is transformed towards the end of the story. Therefore, this story, instead of saying selfish giant, it should be the friendly giant. Now we'll see this story. The selfish giant owns a garden where every afternoon after the school, children would come and play. It was a large garden with soft green grass, 12 peach trees that bore fruit in autumn, and flowers that came out of the grass. The birds would sing in the garden, and the children would stop their games in order to listen to them. The garden was very, very beautiful, and the children playing in the garden made that garden more beautiful. One day the giant came back. He had been to visit his friend, the Cornish ogre. He stayed with him for 7 years. When he arrived, he saw the children playing in his garden. And he asked the children, "What are you doing here?" He cried in a very gruff voice, and the children ran away. The giant got angry, and he said that I will allow nobody to play in my garden. He put a notice board saying, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." He built a high wall around it. Here we can see this notice board. Trespassers will be prosecuted means no one would be allowed to play or to enter the giant's garden. The giant did not allow children to play in his garden. The children were left with no place to play. They considered playing on the road, but it was filled with dust and hard stones which they did not like. So after the school, they would go and walk around the high walls that giant had built. They talked about the lovely garden inside. They would remember how happy and delightful they were when they played in the garden. Days passed by. In the entire country, there was spring season. The winter was succeeded by spring, whereas in the giant's garden, it was still winter. Everywhere in the country, the trees were covered with little blossoms, and teeny birds could be seen everywhere. But in the selfish giant's garden, the birds were reluctant to sing in the absence of children, and the trees failed to remember how to blossom. However, one flower grew his head out of the grass, but upon seeing the notice board that the giant had put, the flower felt bad for the children and went back into the ground to sleep. Snow, frost, north wind, hail, all these have been presented as character as person in this story. Everywhere there was spring season, but in the giant's garden there was snow, frost, north wind, and hail, and they were dancing. They were happy. The selfish giant failed to understand the reason behind the delay in the arrival of the spring. As he sat at the window and gazed at his cold white garden, he hoped for a change in the weather. But the spring never visited, and did not the summer. In other gardens, autumn granted golden fruits all over, but did not give any to the giant's garden because she felt he was too selfish. Thus, in the giant's garden, it was always cold and the winter persisted. It was a great news for the north wind, hail, the frost, and the snow, as all of them enjoyed and danced around the trees. One fine morning, as the giant was lying in his bed, he heard a music that felt so lovely to his ears. He thought it was the king's musicians that were passing by, but actually it was a little bird linnet that was singing outside his window. It had been long since he heard any bird singing. It felt extremely melodious to his ears. He felt as if it was the most beautiful music in the world. By then, the hail had stopped bothering him, and the north wind had stopped making noises. Instead, he could feel pleasant fragrance that came inside through the window. He said to himself that he thought to himself it might have been spring, and he finally shone up at his garden. The giant grew excited and leaped out of his bed to check. And after so long, the giant saw an amazing view. He witnessed little children sitting on the branches of the trees. They had come inside the garden carefully without getting noticed through a little hole in the wall. The giant could see the trees covered with blossoms, and they were so happy the children were back. The trees even caressed the children's head with their branches. The birds had returned and were flying and chirping around with great pleasure. The flowers had come out of the garden and they peeped through the grass. They felt joyous at the sight of the children playing. The whole scene was a feast to the eyes. But while the rest of the garden was blooming, there was one little corner where there was still winter. It was at a great distance, and there stood a little boy. He was so teeny that he couldn't climb the branches of the tree. The boy couldn't reach it even when the tree bent itself to let the little boy on because he was so short. The boy was wandering around it as he cried, where the frost, the snow, and the north wind still covered the tree. The sight of the little boy struggling and crying melted the giant's heart. He realized how self absorbed he had been all throughout. He understood the reason behind the absence of spring in his garden. He wanted to put the poor little boy on the tree. He finally decided to break the wall and open the garden for children forever. He felt extremely bad for his behavior and actions. Once he decided to help the little child. He went downstairs carefully, gently opened the front door, and entered the garden. The children were so scared him that they ran away as soon as they saw him. Winter came into the garden again. Everyone had left except that teeny child. In the farthest corner, the teeny child was standing because he could not see the approaching giant due to his teary eyes. The giant went near him quietly so as to not scare away the little boy. He gently held him into his hand and helped him sit on the tree. The tree instantly blossomed and attracted birds that began singing. This made the boy extremely happy, and he stretched out his hands to hug the giant around his neck and kiss him. Upon seeing the changed behavior of the giant from evil to gentle, the children came running back. The spring followed them. The giant told the children that the garden is theirs and it is open for them to play. He took the wall down with a huge axe. The sight of the giant playing with the little children in the lovely garden was feast to the eyes of people who were there way to market near 12 o'clock. The children would play in the garden all day long and would meet the giant to say goodbye to him in the evening. The giant searched for the little boy he had helped. He was the dearest of them all, as he had kissed the giant. Unfortunately, the children didn't know anything about the child and told him that he had gone away. The giant asked the children to tell the little boy to come with them tomorrow. To his displeasure, the children were no aware about the whereabouts of the little kid and had never seen him before. This made the giant unhappy. As the years passed by, the giant grew old into a weak old man. He was not in a condition to be able to play with children any more. Thus he sat in his extremely large armchair as he watched the children play games and looked at his garden with pleasure and satisfaction. He was grateful for the beautiful flowers in his garden, and he considered the children as the most beautiful flowers of them all. His perspective towards winter had changed. He knew it was temporary and only meant that spring was asleep as the flowers were resting. One morning in the winter season, he glanced out of the window while getting ready. He couldn't believe what he saw. He rubbed his eyes. He continued staring at the pleasant scenario. In the farthest corner of the garden, the tree was covered with beautiful blossoms. The tree had golden branches and bore silver fruit. Above all, under the tree, his eyes fell upon the teeny boy he loved and longed for. As soon as he saw the boy, he ran speedily down the stairs in great delight and entered the garden. He ran across the grass to be near the boy. As soon as he could, upon coming closer to the boy, his face turned red and the giant grew angry. He asked the boy, "Who dared to hurt you?" The boy's hands were imprinted with 2 nails, and so were his teeny feet. The giant asked him again, "Who dared to hurt you?" He asked the boy to tell him who is responsible for it, as he would kill him with his big sword. The child told him that those are the wounds of love. The giant asked the child, "Who are you?" As he asked this, he got filled with astonishment and he knelt before the little child. The child smiled upon him and told him that the giant let him play in his garden once. So, now it was time for the giant to play in the little boy's garden, which is paradise. The very same afternoon, When the children came into the garden to play, they saw the giant lying lifeless under the tree. It was covered with white blossoms. Dear students, this story has religious symbolism. The little boy in the story is Jesus Christ in disguise. Here, the giant got a chance of redemption. In this story, we are told that Christ, means that child, revealed his true identity. The wounds of crucifixion appear on his hand and feet, and the tree he had once tried to climb is symbolic of the cross. It is transfigured in gold and silver. Now, here it shows the giant showed kindness to the children and he got redemption and he was welcomed to the paradise. The giant showed love and compassion for the children. He showed love and compassion for the teeny little child, and because of his compassion, he got place in paradise. The story teaches us moral. The conclusion is that the best way to multiply your happiness is to share it with others. We should share our happiness with others, then it is doubled. Thank you.